my opinion, Hurricane Ida was a blessing in disguise for the Saints.
Packers fans are idiots.
George Kittle loves to get yards, especially after the catch.
Welcome back to Certified Beef. Me and Brandon are here to do might be the only ever one, but at least the first annual Certified Beef NFL mock draft. We're just going to go through every single pick in the first round, maybe give some insights. Now, me and Brandon are not college football heads, so we might have some very casual takes when it comes to these picks.
Very much.
So don't harp on us too much. But we're just going to get straight into it. The Panthers are on the clock first overall. Brandon, who are the Panthers taking first overall?
I know we talked about this off the air a little bit, and you said you might you be drinking that media Kool-Aid a little too much, but I'm going CJ Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State. Had a very good combine. Really, the Panthers liked what they saw. Like, they're promoting it. Like, they didn't outright say that he was going to be the first overall pick, but like they're kind of hinting at it. And now like they're like, oh, maybe Bryce Young's going to be the first overall pick. So I don't know. I'm going with what I know best. So yeah, CJ Stroud. And people are concerned about Bryce Young's height. So yeah.
No, I wouldn't be buying into it, if anything. Like, I just, based off who I think they should do, I think it's going to be Bryce Young, though. Basically based on like odds makers. Odds makers kind of know what they are talking about.
Yep.
And when they have him as the heavy favorite to be the first overall pick with less than 2 weeks in the draft, you would have to think that's going to be a good sign. Plus, we saw last year Trayvon Walker, his odds boosted like within the last like couple days before the draft, and what do you know, he went first overall pick. So the odds makers have a lot. They know, they have talks with NFL higher ups and stuff. Definitely, like at least like the Shefties and the Rappaports of the world. Yep. So they know what they're talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those two. Like, I don't think there's going to be any far fetched. Like, I definitely thought that Anthony Richardson was going one at one point, but I think it's fair to say at this point that it's probably going to be one of those two quarterbacks.
Yeah. The thing with the odds makers though is that like a month ago, they had like Will Levis slotting into like the number one spot. Like, his stock was rising like a lot. And it was just, I don't know how much I trust them. Like, they definitely do know what they're doing. They got the insight there, but it's been a roller coaster for the Panthers, number one overall pick. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be an interesting first pick.
Yeah, really early on, like I'm gonna like now, since it's really close to the draft, it's a lot different. Like we're less than a week away, or like true. Less than 2 weeks away, and so that's why I'm like putting more into that. But I suppose now the Texans, they're second. I would assume we have it flipped. Yep. You have Young, and or do you not? Okay, yeah, then I do have CJ Stroud. I mean, it's for me, it's just like whoever goes one, we already know is going two. Maybe the draft for us starts here. I know we've actually had a discrepancy there between us. I didn't think there would be, but number 3 overall is the Arizona Cardinals.
I think we might have the same one here. Like, this is a no trades draft, but I got Will Anderson Jr., edge out of Alabama. Do you not have him at 3?
Yeah, same.
You do? Okay.
No, I do.
Arguably the best player, arguably the best player in the draft, is going to cause chaos on the edge for any offensive tackle that he faces. And the Cardinals are in that rebuilding stage now. They kind of need it.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. This is definitely one team, though, since they have so many holes, definitely a team you could see looking to trade back, because obviously they don't need a quarterback. If I was them, I would definitely look at trading back. I would, whatever's the best deal you can get for this pick, I would definitely trade back, because you get as much assets as you can to fill that roster. There's a lot of holes on the roster, but obviously we're not doing trades because that's fucking hard, and I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that. But yeah, no, this is a team that definitely should trade down, because there's going to be a couple teams there's a very good chance like a lot of these teams might jump up to the 3 and try to like go in front of the Colts or another team that might want a quarterback.
Yeah, the one of the mock drafts I used from CBS, they had a trade that they only moved down one spot, so they go from 3 to 4, and they trade with the Colts.
But I don't know why. I mean, I feel like if I'm the Colts, like why? I mean, I don't know how much you'd have to give up for the 3rd overall pick, but like, why even take a chance?
Exactly.
Or like, what do you really want to take a chance and like trade away something just for a quarterback when you might be fine with either or of Anthony Richardson and Will Levis?
The Colts only would need to trade up if someone else trade up ahead of them, but then the person that trade up to the Cardinals pick is not going to trade it away to the Colts unless they're like extremely overpaying. So
yeah,
there's no point in the Colts moving up. I don't get that mock trade there, especially since the Cardinals have Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I saw Peter Schrager's mock draft today, and he had the Colts trading up to 2 with the Texans, and the Texans go to the 4, but the Texans don't even take a quarterback. Plus, why would you trade in division where they're going to take a quarterback? I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. Colts should stay.
I swear they just be fucking around sometimes. Yeah. All right. So the Colts are at 4, Brandon. What do you got them doing?
I have them taking 3rd QB in the draft. We're going Anthony Richardson out of Florida.
Same.
Like CJ Stroud had a great combine. Like his stock rose immensely during the combine week, and he's one of those raw talent QBs. They don't have Frank Reich anymore as their head coach, and he is known as the quarterback whisperer. So it would have been kind of cool to see what he did with a talent, like a raw potential guy like Anthony Richardson. But I guess we'll just have to see what he can do with the personally draft 1st overall.
Yeah. I also have Anthony Richardson here. One thing that I like thought about is I think Anthony Richardson's more mobile. I think of him compared to like maybe a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts doesn't have a strong arm, but Jalen Hurts came to the league struggling with accuracy issues. And Shane Steichen coming from the Eagles, he turned Jalen Hurts into a great quarterback these last 2 years, just got paid. So I think this is a great fit for Anthony Richardson to maybe learn under Shane Steichen and improve as his accuracy as a passer. Like you could definitely see, like I know he's gotten the comps, but Josh Allen was horrible his first year. Yeah. And he started right away. Like Anthony Richardson's probably going to start right away if he goes to the Colts. And he could struggle, but I mean, this is a guy that's got so much talent. You got to get him in these situations and learn from his mistakes. I mean, the Colts aren't going anywhere. They're not going to be a contending team anytime soon. So no need to like worry about your record or anything with Anthony Richardson at the helm.
Yeah. I forgot that it's our job to make outrageous, pro comps as NFL draft analysts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, the Seahawks are on the clock there, Brandon.
Seahawks, looking at their roster, I think it's all kind of falling together to take Jalen Carter, interior defensive lineman from Georgia. Like, I didn't realize how many good offseason moves the Seahawks made on defense. Like they signed Devin Bush, for example. Like they're looking like they're going to become a great defensive
unit. Didn't even know that.
I just found it out today. So
I knew they had Bobby Wagner back. That's all I know.
Like Devin Bush learning under Bobby Wagner, like make him even better. It's shaping up there in Seattle. Like if they get a couple more things going on the offensive side, they could be a very scary football team. But Jalen Carter fits really well with the Seahawks right now.
Yeah. I also have Jalen Carter here. I didn't know until yesterday that all his off the field like charges and stuff were solved. Didn't know that at all until yesterday. Yeah. He's serving community service is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently, like he wasn't he really wasn't like, I don't think he was convicted of anything. Like he wasn't guilty. Guilty. So like I don't think he's going to slide that much. Plus, I think this is a good fit. Pete Carroll, mature them up, I guess is what the word I'm going for. I mean, they need help on the offensive line, but I don't really know if there's a offensive lineman that is willing to be taken here at 5. Plus, if Jalen Carter falls into your lap at 5, you got to take him,
Right.
which I definitely think he will, but you got to take him. Him or Will Anderson, you're going to take if they fall there.
Yep.
Now I think this is where go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
The offensive tackles are obviously valued higher in the draft than like interior offensive linemen. And I don't think they need help at the moment at the tackles because you got your 2 young rookies and Lucas and Cross. So I think you'll be fine for years to come.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now this is where I think the draft starts for us because definitely going to be some differences now. I feel like the top 5 was pretty predictable. Next up, the Detroit Lions, Brandon, with the 6th overall pick
from the Rams from the Stafford trade, I'm assuming. I did make a note. Yeah. I was thinking maybe they could trade back here for a tight end. I don't know if that's a smart note I made.
I think the Lions should look to trade back in this one. Just get as much assets. I definitely think this is a team that should look to trade back if possible.
Okay, but since we are not doing trades, we got to get someone that's gonna pair with Aiden Hutchinson. So I went with Tyree Wilson, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. I don't know much about him honestly, but everybody
was ranking him. He's a freak.
Everyone was ranking him high. So I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good pick to fit on the other side with Aiden Hutchinson and that decently solid defensive group there for the Lions.
Yeah, not a bad pick by any means. Tyree Wilson's a stud. I went in a different route though. I think that they have enough depth at the edge rusher. James Houston, a guy that didn't come into like middle of the year, had like 10 sacks. They have Aguara too, who's not bad outside of Aiden Hutchinson. So I have them going Christian Gonzalez, corner out of Oregon. This guy is a freak also. He reminds me a lot of Sauce. Lengthy, shut down corner. I mean, you don't have to have safety help. But I know the weird ass comps, but like just crazy comps. But he's freak, like shut down corner, and that's all you need. And he's fast too. It's very similar times to Sauce too.
What's his
size
name?
of Sauce, like Sauce. Christian Gonzalez.
Gotta add him real quick.
Please tell. No way! Oh my god! Look at Brandon casual ass. Holy shit! Didn't even have him on his fucking mock draft. This guy's the number 1 corner. He's the number 1 corner in the draft.
That I've been seeing is Witherspoon is number 1.
Yeah, they're like flip flop. They're 1 or 2. These 2 are literally the top 2.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
So you didn't even have him on your thing?
No, I kind of forgot about him. You didn't even have him
on your draft.
I kind of forgot about him. What's going on?
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me.
Shit.
No disrespect to Christian Gonzalez. That's on me. Okay, now we're good. Make a couple flips.
Okay.
All right, Raiders.
All right. Yeah, Raiders.
So I don't know what to think about the Raiders roster right now. It seems like they need help everywhere. They're not a great team. But they did make an investment in Jimmy Garoppolo. Hey, you know what? They got to keep him upright. So we're taking Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle out of Northwestern. He's been a great offensive tackle for the past 2 years. He plays on an awful Northwestern team, but also plays in the Big Ten, where the being in the trenches is the most important part of the game. The Raiders could really benefit from a guy like that.
Yeah, I'm not a bad pick by any means. He's a stud. I have them going Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois, another shutdown corner. I think he's a little bit more raw than Gonzalez, a little more handsy. But I mean, a guy that you need to, they got to be able to try to shut down these offenses. The Raiders, their secondary has been brutal for years. You get a guy here in Witherspoon, stick him in there day one. hopefully don't have to worry about them on the one side. So yeah, they need help to try to stop these offenses in the AFC West.
Yeah, the only problem with my
Next up,
Skoronski
the
pick.
Atlanta Falcons.
The only problem with my Skoronski pick is that we saw how, like, I know Leatherwood was reached on, but he still turned out to be an awful player, and he was a first round pick. So we don't.
Skoronski though,
he's looking polished.
Skoronski though, he's insane. He's insane. Well, look at Rashawn Slater. He also was at Northwestern. He's insane too.
That is true.
They just breed left tackles at Northwestern. Yep.
That's not the school you'd think would pump out the left
Falcons,
tackles.
Brandon.
Falcons.
No, not at all.
All right, this one might seem a little bit crazy, but we want to give Desmond Ridder some weapons, so we're going Quinn Johnston, a wide receiver from TCU. Keep the wide receiver core young. You got the shifty route running guy in Drake London, and then you pair him with Quinn Johnston, the Randy Moss like deep threat, lanky, tall, fast, and then you also throw in Kyle Pitts. Like, that could be a scary offense if Kyle Pitts gets it together.
Yeah, I was thinking totally opposite. I have them. I mean, for me, I got them going Tyree Wilson here. For him to fall to 8 would be great for them. They made some moves in the secondary. They picked up Okudah, Bates. So now you need a guy to get after the quarterback, let them do their work. I don't think they need as much on offense. Definitely could pick up a wide receiver in the later rounds. I mean, the Falcons did a lot this offseason without people even realizing it.
Yep.
Their defense is looking a lot better too. So you add another guy to get after the quarterback with Grady Jarrett. They definitely need some edge help, and I think Tyree Wilson's going to do that for them. All right, Brandon, the Colts. Or not the Colts.
The Bears?
The Bears. Wow, I can't believe I looked at that and said the Colts.
So this is their pick from Carolina, or one of them. No, wait, yeah, this is their pick from Carolina. What am I saying? Bears have had a pretty good offseason too. It's not what you'd expect from the Bears regime, but they've had a good offseason. And I'm going with Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State. This man is an athlete, absolute freak. I don't know if does he play left tackle or right tackle?
I'm pretty sure he's left tackle.
Left tackle.
Not totally sure, but either
way, he'll go on whatever side that Tevin Jenkins is not, and he'll help shore up that offensive line.
I mean, I would assume a left tackle if he's getting picked, if he's a top pick, because most time the left tackles are higher picked than right tackles. So, but that one drill where he's like shuffling backwards and I don't know if you saw that. He was doing like what is that thing when like our pass blocking set where like you alternate your hips? Dude, he was moving so fucking fast. So I mean, he's insane. He's fucking huge. He's the most athletic tackle in the draft. And the Bears do like to run the ball a lot, but they also need a guy to protect Fields so he can progress as a passer. And I think Paris Johnson's that guy.
Yep.
All right. The Eagles' first pick.
You agreed with me.
What? This is the Eagles' first pick.
No, you agreed that Bears are taking Paris.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't say that outright.
What?
So I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. I thought I did.
Eagles. So they lost some key people this year. I think they're gonna work on the defense a little bit. I'm going Kalijah Chancey from Pittsburgh, interior defensive lineman. Fletcher Cox is getting old. I don't know about that Milton dude that's paired up with Jordan. What's his name? Jordan Davis. Yes, thank you.
Jordan Davis.
It was disappointing he didn't have a great rookie year, but yes, Jordan Davis. Get 2 absolute studs just in the middle, and then you got the Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat pass rush from the edge. That's another scary scary defensive line you do not want to face.
Yeah, I definitely think Chauncey. I think he definitely is a little overhyped. Definitely could go first round. I just don't know about that early. I got Lucas Van Ness here.
Wow.
I think they need D line. I mean, they're Brandon Graham's going to leave soon.
Yeah, 35.
Fletcher Cox. But you need a guy like he can play inside, right? He plays inside the tackle. So yeah, he can play inside. You need a guy that has speed. He's a faster guy on the inside to combined with Jordan Davis, who's just a whole plug. So you got a speed guy with Jordan Davis. Boom, great interior. I think Lucas Van Ness is going to fit great. Don't know if he fits the culture of Philly though, but Iowa. I don't know if that's a Philly culture, but you never know.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good of a season Van Ness has had his 2 years at Iowa. He had 7 and 6.5 sacks in each season, so that's pretty good. He plays special teams. That helps. He got 2 punt blocks, or I think like 3 punt blocks this year. So yeah, he can play inside and outside, I believe.
Yeah. All right. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
Tennessee Titans, they're kind of entering they're in the downward spiral right now. Their offensive line cannot get it together. So that's why I'm taking an offensive lineman that'd be a fan favorite there right away. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. Being in Nashville for a couple days, they love their Tennessee Volunteers. They would like this man. Did you see the tweets or the response he sent out to that one dude?
No.
He was like, it was like somebody was picking him in like a mock draft or something, or saying like he was bad at something. He just went off on the dude, telling him he couldn't play ball and stuff like that. So it's pretty funny. He's got that fire. He is a machine at tackle, and that's what the Titans need, especially around an aging Tannehill and a young Malik Willis.
Yeah, I also have going tackle, but I got them going Peter Skoronski. You need a guy to replace Taylor Lewan on that left side. I know that they have hype around them, maybe going quarterback here, but I'm not sold that they're giving up on Levis yet, or not Levis, Lewitt or Malik Willis. Jesus. Malik Willis. I'm not sold that they're necessarily giving up on him yet. Tannehill's still there. And I mean, he's almost on his way out, but he's still there. But yeah, Peter Skoronski, plug and play guy for 10 years and you're good.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So, all right. The Texans are back up at 12, Brandon.
Texans are back up. This was a pick that I used the mock draft for more than just my intuition. Both of them that I used have this guy going at 12. It's Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver from Ohio State. Can't have too many good wide receivers. Well, he can, but the Texans don't have that problem right now. They're getting to it, or they need to get to it. And this guy is going to cause problems for the league. He was the best out of that famed threesome for Ohio State of Wilson, Olave, and Smith-Njigba, and he's a year younger than them, obviously. So I think this might be looked down as a great pick.
Yeah, it's funny that yet another year the best Ohio State wide receiver isn't getting drafted because it can't. I also have Jackson Smith-Njigba here to pair up with CJ Stroud. They do have a defensive minded coach, but I think a defensive minded coach would rather coach up later round draft picks than just get the studs on defense when they have the ability to coach them up. I mean, you give him the offensive weapons as a defense coach and D'Amico Ryans, they can go do their work and he'll do his own. So then he doesn't have to worry about the offense with Jackson Smith-Njigba. Now with CJ Stroud, they won't have to worry about much. Plus that wide receiver room is just atrocious. I think their best receiver like Chris Moore. That doesn't mean much. So, all right. Which might be the Packers pick, but for now, it is the Jets at 13.
Yeah, we just need that whole saga to end. Looking at the Jets, they do seem like they have a pretty solid team on paper, but obviously that doesn't always turn out to wins. Look at the Chargers every year. So I'm going with Broderick Jones, the left tackle out of Georgia. Uh, Again, mock draft helped me out with this one, but he did earn a 84.1% or grade pass block grade, and I think the Jets are going to be a passing team. They're going to use Breece Hall to set up the pass with the run game. Because that makes sense.
Yeah, I also have Broderick Jones here. Very raw, but I feel like the Mekhi Becton experience might be on the way out. I'm not totally sure who they have at right tackle. Maybe you can slot Jones here. There's a lot of stuff to work on for him, but the raw athleticism and talent is there. They just need offensive line help at this point. Their defense is really good. They have the receiver core now. They have a tight end. Offensive line is really the only place you're going to look here. They're not taking a quarterback because they're going all in on Rodgers, or they're sticking with Zach Wilson at this point. So,
yeah.
All right, 14. You got the New England Patriots.
Belichick loves his defensive guys. I am going with Devin Witherspoon here, the cornerback at Illinois. You picked him a little bit earlier. Like you said, very raw dude, but I think the Belichick effect will do him nice. I think he could turn out to be a top corner in the league in a few years under Bill's tutelage.
Yeah. I know I've heard recent things about Belichick realizing that he's fucked up a lot of in recent drafts and shit, and like recent stuff with like Mac Jones. Maybe he's not going to reach on a guy. When I saw that Devin McCourty retired, I knew they needed to replace him, and there's only one guy available at safety in the first round that's actually eligible. Brian Branch,
yep,
out of Alabama, perfect good fit pick for them. Can play he's good in the pass, good in the run, smart. Alabama transitions perfect to the Patriots. Go from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick. It doesn't get much better than that. This guy is going to be a day one starter. He'll be just fine. Definitely think this is probably one of their best picks. I think I liked him to go to Philly at 10, but then I'm like, I don't know. They might not look to. I don't know, because I feel like Brian Branch. I feel like he's like a chill CJ Gardner-Johnson. He's not like fucking crazy like CJ Gardner-Johnson, but he has like the skill of a CJ Gardner-Johnson. He's everywhere on the field. But yeah, Brian Branch.
That's a good pick.
To the Patriots. Yeah. Next up, the Green Bay Packers at 15.
So, if the Green Bay Packers do end up trading Aaron Rodgers, you got to spite them right away. So that's why we're taking Dalton Kincaid, tight end out of Utah. He's not going to give you the pass blocking, but that's why. Oh, wait, no. Mercedes Lewis is now on the Jets, isn't he?
No, he's not there yet.
Not yet there yet. He's on
Rodgers the list. Wants him, but I don't think he's on the list. He's on the list. I don't think he's going to go there, but I think he's going to end up retiring. But
so if he doesn't retire, you got Mercedes Lewis to block for you. Dalton Kincaid is going to catch majority of the passes. He's probably he's a TJ Hawkinson type. Not going to wow you with his pass blocking or anything like that, but he can catch. He can catch the ball. So that will be his main job in Green Bay, to spite Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I also am spiting them, but I have them going Michael Mayer instead.
Yeah.
They're like 1A, 1B. Maybe I know a lot of people like Michael Mayer. They lost Tanyan in free agency. You got to look to, definitely think they could go wide receiver here, but a security blanket for Jordan Love would be good. And spiting Rodgers is going to be the one thing I hope they do. They might not because they're stupid. But yeah, I don't know. Michael Mayer makes sense here for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, the Washington football team.
Still going with the football team.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, I think they're going to change names now once they sell the team.
They probably are. I hope they are. So they're not the commies anymore. But yeah,
I think they're going to. People really think that they're going to change names. Yeah. You know what the owner should do? The first thing he does is redo the Sean Taylor Memorial.
Oh yeah,
instantly.
He has to.
I would hope so.
But my pick for the Washington Commanders is Michael Mayer, Notre Dame tight end. Him and Kincaid can flip for me. It don't matter. I just went that Kincaid is valued a little bit higher on PFF, so that's why I chose Kincaid to go to the Packers and Mayer to go to the Commanders. And I'd rather see most likely the more rounded tight end go to a team that's not in the division.
Fair enough. I have the Commanders taking Deonte Banks, corner, Maryland, local guy. He's rising. He's skyrocketing up draft boards. I've seen this guy looks insane. I mean, he's not far from there and Landover to I don't know where Maryland is or where the Maryland campus is, but can't be far. Local guy Deonte Banks to the Commanders. All right. Next up, the Steel City, Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. I am flipping some dudes. Not for this pick, though. This is where my oopsie gets rectified. Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon. He did make it back onto the draft board. I don't think I need to say anymore because you said it all about 10 picks earlier.
Yeah. Steeler fans are going to be hella excited. They bring in the junior, Joey Porter Jr., Joey Porter Sr., very famous Steeler.
Oh, that's right.
Get his son in here. This guy, I don't know why he's not like higher. Watching him in some games this year, he is disgusting. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's like Richard Sherman, very physical on just very fit. He's just a physical ass fucking corner and he doesn't give a shit. I don't know if Richard Sherman's actually physical at all. I'm trying to think of physical at corners. Jalen Ramsey, maybe. Jalen Ramsey's very physical, but Joey Porter's a bad dude. And Steelers are known for having some bad dudes. And they got to look to replace Sutton. They signed Pat Pete, but Pat Pete's old as fuck. So they need a corner. Maybe you can learn from Pat Pete. But Joey Porter Jr. is perfect fit here for Steelers. All right, next up, the Lions are back on the clock for you, Brandon.
For the Lions' second pick, since, like we said, we don't know what's going to happen if they end up trading back from their first pick or whatever else. But here I got Deonte Banks, cornerback out of Maryland, like you said, a couple picks ago. Complete athlete. They say he can mirror he's mirrored all the wide receivers at all levels of the field. I thought that meant all levels of from junior Pop Warner, but I read that wrong. So yeah, I think the Lions they've lost some corners, not very great corners. Okudah, he was having a somewhat of a bounce back season. Mike Hughes was atrocious. So you bring in a new fresh guy for Aaron Glenn to coach up.
I think they're going to take Clancy out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
This guy getting a lot of comps to Aaron Donald, where
I think that's just the school.
I think that was just because he went to the Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, he's a smaller guy. He's fast. But this guy looks like he looks like a Dan Campbell guy. He looks fucking sick. And I think Dan Campbell needs a guy like that. Plus his name is cool. I don't know. This is off because I had everything for someone and I had to redo something because I didn't take another corner on accident, which I'm not going to do. But Clancy, he seems like a guy he's a little raw. But I mean, you get Dan Campbell in there, Aaron Glenn. I think they're going to do wonders with Clancy.
Yep.
I almost said, I literally said earlier that he wasn't a first round pick, but I didn't want to change my other picks. So I was like, Clancy, perfect. All right. Yeah. Now it's Tampa Bay, the Bucks.
It's shaping up here, Jack. It's shaping up for the Buccaneers to take Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky. They don't know what to do. Like, they signed Baker Mayfield, or they trade for him, or they just sign him. I forgot. Don't matter. He's on the team.
He was signed.
Baker is hopefully not going to be your he's not going to be your long-term solution, most likely. So you bring I don't think anyone is betting on Kyle Trask to be that man either. Will Levis is going to be the guy that Tampa Bay Buccaneers want at 19.
Yeah, I think one of these quarterbacks is going to fall. I just have a feeling, just because they're a little overhyped, and I feel like some teams that people think are going to take a quarterback aren't. So yeah, I also have Will Levis here. Falls right into the Buccaneers' lap. Definitely, he's not going to play first year. Maybe at the end of the season, but they need a quarterback, and I think this is their guy of the future.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Seahawks. Another pick for the Seahawks here.
Yep. Looking at their roster, like what I said earlier, the defense is looking good. Offensive line is a need. I understand this may be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going O'Cyrus Torrence, guard from Florida. He is a power blocker. Great. Got an 88 overall grade last year. He could be a guy that pairs well with that young offensive line to make it solid for the future.
I agree. There's like one position they need on offense, and I definitely think you need to address offense with one of these picks.
Mm-hmm.
At guard is that, and O'Cyrus Torrence is a big boy.
Yeah,
and they like to run the ball, and
That's
I think
true.
he's gonna I think he's gonna clear a bunch of holes for Kenneth Walker. So yeah, O'Cyrus Torrence is perfect for the Seahawks here. Next up, we got the LA Chargers.
LA Chargers, always one of the best teams on paper, never the best team on the field. They've made some notable moves as they do each offseason. But looking at their secondary doesn't wow me too much. So this is where I'm going Brian Branch to pair up with Derwin James. I think that could be a nasty 1-2 combo.
Oh yeah, because that one dude that their other safety just retired this year.
What was his name?
Nasir Adderley.
He wasn't even that old.
He's 25. He retired. He said he couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, I was wondering where he was when I was looking at the roster.
Yeah. It does sound like a good idea to pair him with Derwin James, but I feel like their play style is way too similar, and that would just not mix well. But I mean, that'd be interesting to see. Their run defense was dog shit last year, just horrible, gaping holes up the middle. So they need a big boy to cover.
They're bringing back Linval Joseph,
Mazi Smith. D tackle out of Michigan. What a name. Mazi Smith. This guy is huge. Probably the best run blocking or run stopping D tackle in this draft. He's a freak. Just a freak in the middle. He's just gonna clog up holes. Not as big as Jordan Davis, but he's a big boy. He was pretty good for Michigan. So Mazi Smith, Chargers, run stopper. All right. What may be the Cardinals' pick if they get D-Hop? The Baltimore Ravens.
Is that who he's projected to go to? Is the Ravens?
Well, no, that's who Lamar wants outside of OBJ.
Yeah, that's a big ass Lamar. Okay. I got a cheaper option for you. We're going Zay Flowers, wide receiver out of Boston College. This man has shot up the draft board since the combine. Pure speed.
This
Dude.
guy's literally he's probably the best receiver in the draft.
He might be.
And that's
he
not
might
a joke.
be.
And he's gonna be a first round pick for sure.
He just doesn't get the attention because he plays at Boston College.
Exactly. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going wide receiver as well, but I got the deep ball threat, Quentin Johnson here.
Okay.
TCU. You got who do they got right now at wide receiver? They got Odell, and there was one other. They had another guy. Who the fuck is it? Who am I thinking? Bateman. So you got two guys that are pretty good route runners. You need that guy to take it over the top. You saw Deshaun Jackson do it a couple times last year, but then they can get Quentin Johnson, who's even bigger body, take the top off the defense, and hopefully that's enough for Lamar, because I don't think they're gonna give up D-Hop because they're gonna have to trade for him. Instead, you can get Quentin Johnson, who has a 5th-year option on him, and you can have him for 5 years, and then Lamar's gonna come back, which I think he's gonna come back anyways now, because with this whole Jalen Hurts, I mean, that can be talked about at the end. That's fine. We'll do that. I want to talk about it. All right. Next up, Brandon, the hometown team. What homer pick do you got for us?
So you see, like, I have 2 picks here. Like, I got one that my heart wants, but I know there's like a better option. So we're going to start with the one that my heart wants. You might see where this is going, but we're going Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. Like,
my fucking God. No.
I know he's not going first round. I know that. But like, that's why
there's not even a linebacker that's gonna go first round.
Exactly. I know that. But like, this is what I would want is Jack Campbell. Our team, the Vikings, need a linebacker, field general type like Eric Kendricks was. Jack
He's not even the best linebacker available.
He's not. He's the second best. But the person that I am taking is Nolan Smith, the edge rusher out of Georgia. Coming off an injury is unfortunate, but he did put up great numbers when he was, he was kind of the Trayvon Walker guy. Didn't have that much sacks, but he was productive. He's that speed guy, could learn from a great speed rusher in Danielle Hunter. It's going to be like, we need edge help because our pressure was it was dog last year. It was not good.
That's a surprise. That was surprising. I was not expecting that at all. I did not think that at all. I think that they can assure their defensive issues later in the draft, just because I don't think defensive line is necessarily their biggest issue. I think they're going to resolve the issues with Za'Darius Smith and Danielle.
Probably.
We also brought in Davenport, so I don't think we need an edge. I think that's a ludicrous pick. I think we need to get offense, and I think we need a wide receiver. Now, this is not the wide receiver I want. I think this is what they're going to go to. I think he's he's probably the most polished wide receiver in the draft. Jordan Addison, USC. Pair him along Jefferson, 2 great route runners. He's not going to take he's actually a lot faster than I thought. Justin Jefferson, definitely more of a big play receiver. This guy's going to be more of a reliable guy. Justin Jefferson just as reliable, but you need a guy that's in the slot mostly. And yeah, Jordan Addison. I think this is what they're going to do. I don't want them to, because I'd much rather have Zay Flowers, but I think this is what they're going to do.
That's a good pick.
I definitely think they're going to take a receiver. I don't know, because this is a new GM group or new front office. I have no idea what the Vikings are going to do in this draft.
Preferably,
this talk about us taking a quarterback though is ridiculous.
Unless we get to the top 2.
There's no way.
Unless we get to the top 2 in some miracle fashion, then we are not taking.
We'll be trading to the top 10, or we traded to the top. But I don't know why we would. I don't understand.
Get one next.
Actually, no. What do you mean? They did the draft last year. I forgot they did the draft last year. The front office did. And they traded twice within the division. Fucking stupid. Remember that? That was stupid.
Yeah. What I would like to see.
So don't do that again.
What I'd like to see is us trading up for a cornerback to get like Gonzalez or Witherspoon. but I don't know like what we'd give up for that. And
we'd have to go up like 10 spots.
Yeah,
and it's not worth a corner.
It'd be messy.
Fuck that. I don't want to do that.
But that's what I'd like to see is
I don't want to do that.
I want another corner because like as good as a Caleb Evans looked last year when he played, he did not play that much. So I'd rather have the
see the thing is,
talent,
dude. The thing is, I was thinking like, oh, the Vikings need a corner. They probably should go there. I think what's going to happen, I don't know if you saw, but the front office likes Andrew Booth and Caleb Evans a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to try to go. I think they draft a corner later. Even though this is a very corner-rich draft, I think they're going to draft one later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I would like to see them draft one, but I don't think they're going to. Even though I don't know what I want. I don't know. We'll see. I want a wide receiver or a corner. All right. I love it, KJ, but I don't have faith in him to be the number 2.
No,
I just don't.
He's a perfect number 3.
He's a much better 3. Exactly. All right. The Jacksonville Jaguars at 24.
So the Jaguars, surprising season winning the AFC South, even though that was by far the worst division in all of football. But you got a solid offensive line. We're gonna make it a little bit more solid. DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle out of Ohio State. This may be a little bit of a reach because he is projected an early second rounder according to these PFF rankings. But he is a mammoth of a man, 6'8", 374. He is going to.
Oh yeah, this guy's huge.
He's going to keep Trevor Lawrence upright. That's all I gotta say. They don't need a receiver because they got Calvin Ridley and other dudes out there in Duval. Like I think you need to make sure that your future quarterback stays on his feet.
Yeah. I really didn't know what to do with this team. I was just looking at the holes, and they needed to shore that defensive line up a little bit. And I have them going Brian Bressie, D tackle at Clemson. Know nothing about this dude, but best D tackle available. They need to shore up that defensive line. Need to get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback.
I know he's really good.
Somehow struggle to get pressure on Patch. I know he's
really good.
Like under the radar. Yeah, I know. The problem is they struggled to get pressure on a injured Patrick Mahomes in the second half and lost the game. So it was like you need to get pressure on a quarterback, especially when they're hurt. All right, the New York Football Giants at 25, Brandon.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna like this pick. Probably not at all. But we like looking at the roster. It looks like they need somebody in the front 7. We're going Diane Henley, linebacker out of Washington State.
There's not even a linebacker that's going to go first round.
Exactly. I know that.
What?
Yeah. Looks like when I was assessing the Giants roster, linebacker was a position that stuck out to me. And I was like, you know what? We'll go with this guy out of Washington State. So he is a speedy.
There's not even a.
He is a speedy cover linebacker. He converted from wide receiver to linebacker, and he only missed 5 tackles on 97 attempts. That's a pretty good percentage there.
Oh my god! It's not even a single. There's not a single linebacker with the first round grade, and you went with outside the top 2.
No, he was the top guy.
Linebacker. No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. According to PFF.
According to PFF, he's not the top rated linebacker in the draft. No, he's not. If PFF is different. No, PFF does not matter. Drew Sanders is the best linebacker in this draft, and it's really not close.
Well, I went with this dude. You can switch it to Drew Sanders if you want. It'll take
no. It shouldn't be a linebacker anyways, but because there's not a single one that should be taken in the first round. The Giants need a corner to go on the opposite side of Dory Jackson. This guy Emmanuel Forbes flying up draft boards as well. Best corner available here. Take him, put him on the other side of Adoree Jackson. Assure that pass defense up a little bit more. All right. America's team, Brandon. What shit hole of a pick did you do this time?
So, good people over at CBS were like, you know what? We're going to put Sam Laporta, the Iowa tight end, on the Dallas Cowboys. And I refuse to do that. That's not happening. I am, however, going with Steve Oliva, interior offensive lineman from TCU. Again, a little bit of a stretch, but he is versatile. He can play center and tackle, or not tackle, guard. And he only allowed 11 pressures on 540 pass blocking snaps in 2022. That's a pretty good rate, especially for the Cowboys got to uphold the image of a great offensive line. I think he might be something there.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought you were going to do. For me, they need to replace Dalton Schultz, get the best guy on the board. Dalton Kincaid, number 86 as well. I feel like they're very similar. Definitely not a run blocking or pass blocking tight end down the field. Dak Prescott plays a lot better when he has a security blanket with a tight end, and Dalton Kincaid is that. Plus, you don't even need him to block because you got Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson, who are plenty good run blocking tight ends. So you just Dalton Kincaid over the top. So, all right. 27 is the Buffalo Bills with Zay Flowers. Or that's what I'm doing. But
you're going Zay Flowers?
The Buffalo Bills. They need. I was gonna take running back here, but they. I didn't know that they signed Damian Harris. That was news to me until I looked there. So, and the Gabe Davis thing is getting old. They need someone besides Stephon Diggs to make sure this offense can continually move the ball down the field. They do it good anyways, but Damian Harris is a solid enough running back to where you don't need to go draft one in the first round. So Zay Flowers.
Fair enough. Giving you one moment real quick. I'm not changing it. I'm just pulling up the roster.
I don't even need to explain anything about Zay Flowers because he speaks for himself. He's a GOAT. He's so good.
Yeah, this is not a
Zay Flowers is also just jacked. He put on like 10 pounds of muscle for the combine, so he's just a fucking beast.
All right. Having a little bit of buyer's remorse with this pick, but we're sticking to it. It's too late to change it. You love the team. You're not going to like the player. It's Jack Campbell.
Dude, how much time did you spend on this? Holy shit.
We're going Jack Campbell.
So much time on this to make a horrible mock, even worse than I thought it was going to be.
No, I think I'm doing decent. But looking at it,
linebackers are no. I literally said that there should be no linebackers. Did I not tell you that?
That's the only. I've only picked two. Two.
You shouldn't even picked one. You looked at mock drafts. There wasn't a.
You said tight ends.
No, I did say tight ends, but I'm saying if you looked at mock drafts, there's not a single linebacker in any of those mock drafts. No. There was one guy that had Drew Sanders in the top 10. I'm like, that's crazy. What type of fucking idiot are you? That was the only one. The only one that I saw that I looked on. The
one dude that has a bunch of trades has Jack Campbell going to the Bills also. So I don't know.
It's a bad pick. He's not going there.
Probably not. But he could learn from Matt Milano. They got the similar play styles. I think it could be a nice fit for him.
Yeah, a lot of people think Jack Campbell's not going to be a good NFL linebacker, by the way.
I don't know. He's a good locker room guy.
I'm just saying a lot A lot of people don't think he's gonna be good. I mean, that was because of his 40 time, which the people just brought up that there was a ton of good linebackers in the NFL that have his 40 time comparabilities, but a lot of people think he's gonna suck in
People
the
put
NFL.
way too much emphasis on the combine stats.
Well, I know they
just,
do, but
that's
I
just
mean,
pure. That's just pure like that's raw skill and stuff going against
the
like Hall
40
did.
time is the 40 time is the only stat that's important though at the combine, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
It really, I don't know what else is really that important. I mean, who knows?
The bench
All right.
press.
Yeah, that's really important. KD out here getting 0. All right. The Cincinnati Bengals are up.
So
this is the one pick I really needed to change because I thought about it. I was thinking about it in my head. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'll explain it later after you do it. But
for this pick, I went with Brian Breesy, the interior defensive lineman from Clemson. You gotta have the people out like are the D linemen like inside of Hubbard and what's his face? Why can't I think?
Hendrickson.
Yeah, and Trey Hendrickson to form an even nastier pass rush. So I'm going with him. Brian Breesy.
Yeah, I'm also going Clemson, but I got Miles Murphy, edge. I mean, they just need to bolster up that defensive line a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Miles Murphy is really fucking good and like the third best or fourth best edge in the draft or third best, and I have him at 28, so he definitely could go a lot higher than this.
They're also saying that he just needs to like work on a couple more moves, and then he'll be like,
yeah, he's just a freak. Is basically he's a freak athlete. He just needs to work on his technique.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the fucking assholes of this league, the Saints.
I thought that was Philly, but all right.
I mean, they're just one of the assholes of the league.
Yeah. I got your boy Miles Murphy going to the Saints. They could like him and Breesy could probably be switched around. It don't matter. They're probably getting one of the Clemson boys.
Yeah, probably. I got Nolan Smith here. I think this is probably best for him. Like, I think this is probably where he should go in the draft, is late first round. I know there's hype for him to go earlier. They need a guy to go alongside Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan he's getting a little older, but they need a guy that actually produces. Marcus Davenport, who we touched on. He just doesn't produce sacks for some reason, even though he's literally a God-gifted talent.
And he's not.
And Nolan Smith is yeah, exactly. And Nolan Smith is more, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't produce at all, and now he's not on the team, so you need a guy to replace him that doesn't even produce anything.
Yeah.
And Nolan Smith is a guy that has just all the intangibles. He's just got to put it to work.
Needs to bulk up a little bit.
All right. Yeah. Not even that. He's fine. All right. Yeah, maybe he does. I don't even know. Next up, second to last, the Super Bowl runner-up, Philadelphia Eagles.
So when you were explaining this pick earlier, I realized that this may be a great pick because he fits the culture of the city very well. We're going Joey Porter Jr., the cornerback out of Penn State, plays that smash mouth style. Doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. And that's what you need in Philly. Yeah, he will be just fine in Philly if he goes there, personality wise.
That would piss off Steelers fans a lot if he ended up going there.
It would piss him off more if he went to the Ravens.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying they would not like him going to the Eagles either, though.
No, probably not.
City in-state rival.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this guy going at 10 in mock drafts to the Eagles. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That's insane. But they need a guy. They need a guy at this position. Bijan Robinson, Eagles. Dude, if they get Bijan Robinson, holy fuck, that's ridiculous. But they don't they have a pick at 10. I think they should trade back at 10, get more assets to fill up the roster again. But if they don't, then you have a pick here at 30. There's team that might take Bijan ahead of you, but if Bijan's there for the Eagles, you got to take him. You don't really have the greatest running back room. I mean, you picked up Rashad Penny, but that dude could be dropped as training camp starts. But yeah, Bijan is just literally one of the best prospects since Adrian Peterson. Like, he's that good.
I honestly forgot that.
All right.
That Miles Sanders went to the Panthers. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. All right. It's Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. Last pick in the
first round.
Or, yeah, the first round. No Miami Dolphins pick because their owner thing or whatever, where they got caught doing something, tampering, I believe it was.
Tampering, you're right. You are right.
This one, you're not going to like it at all because this was just kind of a fuck around pick, but it's a pretty funny one. You ready for it?
I guess.
We are going with Stetson Bennett, quarterback from Georgia.
My God.
Do you know what Patrick Mahomes likes to do? He likes to win. Do you know what Stetson Bennett has done? He won. He will fit perfectly within the Chiefs system of sitting behind Patrick Mahomes for the next 10 years. And then he'll be good in his 11th season. So Stetson Bennett, penciled in, pick number 31.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Apparently Stetson Bennett is like going to go undrafted is what I've heard.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
And like,
I just thought the similarities that they like winning is it's too much to pass up.
Oh, I see. I have them going Jalen Hyatt. They need a receiver. Sky Moore isn't really doing it for them. Maybe he is. I don't really know. It didn't seem like it last year. But Jalen Hyatt's he's speedy, fast, and they haven't had that since Tyreek Hill. They get a Tyreek Hill here. They need a guy. They lost Juju. They need a guy to take the top off the defense. And then you have Travis Kelce underneath them. Perfect. Just Jalen Hyatt for speedy receiver. Yeah. And that's a certified beef mock draft. Brian, that was awesome. I can't believe that you did all that.
That was a lot more fun explaining it than actually making it.
I didn't mind doing it because I didn't put that much time into it as much as you did. You put way more time into it and progressively worse than mine.
Next year I'm going to use the draft simulator and not mostly intuition.
Yeah, because if you wouldn't have done enough, if you wouldn't have fucked up as much if you wouldn't have done enough intuition. Yeah. Like, I did it off intuition still, and I used the draft simulator, and it made it so much easier.
Yeah, no linebackers can get picked in the first round. I'd be surprised if they did. I know that goes completely against what I just said.
Stetson Bennett is not going to get picked in the first round.
I think that goes without saying.
I would hope so.
But overall, for like our first ones, I think we did decent at least.
I want to see how much I get right. That's what I want to know. If I can get maybe 10 right, actually that's kind of insane. Actually, I don't know if I get that much. Maybe if I get 5. If I get 5 right, that'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, I will have to.
5.
I want to see how many of my notes I get right because I said like for the Eagles they could trade back for a linebacker, but that was a stupid note. The Lions one I'm decently confident in that they could trade back. So
yeah. No, I did want to mention the what was it? What did I want to mention?
I don't know. I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. You got this.
Oh, Jalen Hurts signed a big contract, and like I said, Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to go back. Lamar Jackson really got fucked over in this whole thing. He got fucked over, and he is looking like an idiot right now. and he's completely fucked. Like there's nothing for him to do. Like there's no coming back from this. Like I don't know what he's gonna do. Like he's fucked. He can't negotiate a better contract now because he's not gonna get it. He's so fucked. It's the fact that he wanted so much money, and I didn't even know that. Like he was getting like 175 million guaranteed, and Jalen Hurts only got 179. Like, bruh, like you took a fat L here, my guy. Mm-hmm. Like, and the Ravens have all the leverage now. Because guess what? If any team offers Lamar Jackson a contract, they're just going to match it, and he's going to go back. He might not go back to Baltimore, but Baltimore has all the leverage now, and Lamar Jackson really fucked himself over, and it's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious. Not that I hate Lamar. I don't hate Lamar. I just think it's just funny. Like I have nothing against Lamar. I just think it's hilarious how bad he fucked himself over.
Yeah.
It's even worse. It's almost worse than Le'Veon Bell because Le'Veon Bell still got fucking paid.
But yeah. Then out of the league 2 years later.
Yeah. But still, Lamar, bro. Like, come on, dude. If you would have just had an agent, I'm telling you, like, if he had an agent, he would have been signed so much faster. This wouldn't have been a problem.
Scott Boras.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The legendary MLB agent that gets his clients big deals. Or picked up by Jalen Hurts.
How much do you think agents get paid by their people? Yeah, she's hot.
Is she? I need to look this up now.
I don't know. I thought I saw her Twitter icon or avatar, and I'm like, oh hey.
Oh yeah, she's not bad.
No, yeah, either that. But no, I'm just like get an agent or anything.
I don't get negotiating by yourself at all. Like you. Oh
well, like how much do you need to pay an agent?
I'm guessing they get paid a couple mil, or at least maybe not a couple mil.
Yeah, like do you think they like not a? There's no way. Like at least there's no way they make a percent of their contract. You think, right?
It might be like 1%.
Yeah, probably. So.
Or even half or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, they're doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either way, they're doing just fine. So, yeah. You get yourself an agent, my guy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us here at Certified Beef. Maybe we'll do this next year. We have no idea.
Get some people on for it.
But we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Actual mock draft, not just. Oh, here's what we think should be. Actual mock draft with actual
Peace.
People. Stetson Bennett to the Chiefs, confirmed.